a lot of the major components are done, so we're going to show you a few of the smaller things that we've done while we've waited to finish up the big pieces.
All right, so Brian, what are we voting on?
So my sunroof motor is currently not working, so we came up with a brilliant idea to make this thing to open it by hand. Sam has done a wonderful job.
It does look really cool.
It does look really cool.
It has our logo on it. It's dope.
We had some test ones that didn't work, so
yeah, sorry, Josh.
people are a little unsure. So we're polling whether we think this will actually open the sunroof without breaking.
Okay, so now you hold it, and we're all gonna vote.
All right.
All right, Tay, come over here so you're in the
I think
top.
it's gonna work.
Kelsey's in.
I think no. Sorry, Sam.
It's okay. I think it works.
Nihal?
Probably no.
It's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
All right. Let's find out.
So if you guys don't know, if your sunroof ever sticks open or closed, there's a hex wrench. It's a 5mm hex wrench that you can open and close the sunroof
Where
with.
does it go up there?
There's a little tab here normally. I took it out, but
I hear things. Oh!
take that, haters. Take that.
In our faces. Actually works pretty well.
It works pretty good.
It kind of looks like a submarine thing or something,
It's
like
a
down
hatch.
periscope.
It's a hatch opener. Because it's a hatch. Look at that. I need a bigger one with a truck knob though.
How does it feel, Sam?
Feels good.
You look like you're Oscar the Grouch in the trash can right now.
If it broke, I would act like it.
Well done, Sam.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
Let me finish closing this here. There we go. Now where should I put it? Oh, right there. Perfect. So you'll see in the video, got the STI lateral links installed. Nice upgrade from the original one. They have pillow balls. Pretty much the last piece that was not modified back here was the trailing arm. So pretty excited about that. And then I'm gonna put the new clips and brackets on the side skirts and install those. It's just a little project today on the OG RSTi. Roger Clark makes great products. I don't actually have an affiliation with them. That is just, they make good stuff. Came out with a side skirt kit and a coupe rear window seal kit. So I picked up the side skirt seal because I've never had them, and threw them on there. So we'll just kind of show you what I did. It's really easy install. Basically scissors, some glue, and just take a little bit of time. And they go on beautifully and they look great. So there's a little piece, and the factory Subaru part actually had like a little sort of clamp piece. These don't. So it takes just a little bit of glue, but I just use some basic Gorilla Glue super glue. So basically glue a little bit. What I did was just kind of run it along the edge here just to get it started. So I just started with just a little bit at a time. And then kind of wrap it over the edge so it doesn't grab it. And then just do the little part that's glued. For the first part, let it set so that you can pull on it a little bit if you need to. I just let that first part set just a little bit so you can pull on it. And then before I put on the next piece of glue, I actually have a little space where there's no glue, because otherwise where that first part you put it over, it'll actually grab the glue and push it down. So you want to start a little past where the last part you glued was. Ooh, got a little aggressive there. Don't need that much. Same thing, start it over on the edge. Trying to avoid that part. There's a little extra glue there.
You can wipe it off.
No, it's actually better if you just leave it.
Okay.
Trial and error, I found. And then step and repeat all the way to the end. When you get to the end, that last part, maybe the last 4 inches before you glue it, cut it to fit and trim it a few times, and then glue it. Don't glue it, then trim it. You'll get a better end result. And that's really all there is to it. It's super easy install. Little bummer you got to use glue, but honestly you won't notice it and it looks great. So, the little things.
Blue, no. No, Blue, don't bite it. Bite. No, no, no. No,
No.
no. Don't bite the side skirts. God, Blue. Now, you stay back. Pretty.
Way better.
Like you.
No.
And like you, Lou. You look crazy.
The screws will be the final part to hold it in. The clips do a pretty good job when you have them all in there. Before I had maybe a quarter of them. So this is a huge improvement, and the screws will lock it into place.
Why don't you put it up on the lift?
Because you can't get to all the screws because of the lift. It's in the way.
Oh.
The posts. The arms are high, Lou, thank you. So we've got our cluster delete module testing out. We put it in last night. It takes actually a couple hours to program, so you have to leave the car on for a bit so you'd hook it up to the charger. Brought it in this morning and we're gonna test it out and see if it works. So there it is. Normally you would need the cluster in play in order for the car to start, but we're gonna see if it works without it, because that'll be a big step forward. Still need it. Lou's biting me. So to clarify why this not being in the car is such a big deal, the factory CAN system ties into the immobilizer. They're kind of paired together. And in order for the car to start, you need the key with ignition cylinder, immobilizer box, but this is built into the CAN body module, ECU, and cluster to match. So up until this point, that was why we ran dual clusters, yo. Cue Bucky.
Yo, I got the dual cluster, yo.
Now we don't have to do that, and we can just run one cluster, because this one was only in there for the immobilizer, but now we have the immobilizer circuit solved. Immobilizer still works as it did before. There's just a box in there to replicate this being in there. And now we can chuck it. No, actually, we still need it. I don't know what I'm saying.